All right, this morning we're also learning new details about what was supposed to be a secret trip to Moscow by CIA Director John Ratcliffe. CBS News was the first to report the visit yesterday after flight trackers spotted an American military plane over the city. Sources tell CBS News the CIA director was there for meetings but did not specify who he was meeting with. CBS News has also learned that the U.S. asked Ukrainian officials to suspend their attacks on Moscow while Ratcliffe is there. Let's bring in CBS News intelligence and national security reporter Olivia Gazis. Olivia, always great to see you. So what do we know about these meetings, and has the Kremlin even acknowledged them?
The Kremlin, yes. The spokesperson Dmitry Peskov acknowledged that Ratcliffe met with his Russian intelligence counterparts, but not with President Putin, who was briefed on those meetings afterwards. And we also just heard this morning from President Trump, who said in that interview that we just mentioned that it was a semi-routine visit, which is something to ponder because that is really not routine, because both sides have kept details about the purpose and the substance of these meetings very secret, which would be normal. What was not normal for a CIA director's travel was how visible this was. The CIA has very discreet ways of getting the director into and out of foreign countries. His travel is usually classified. In this case, like you said, flight trackers picked up the military aircraft he took into the country. There were videos of the diplomatic convoy that he's believed to have taken around Moscow, not the standard means of getting around for the CIA director. So the visibility itself may be part of the message, this overt use of the usually very secretive intelligence channel that is usually reserved for the most sensitive national security issues, a number of which obviously exist and are intensifying between the U.S. and Russia right now.
Right. There's probably a reason why we know about this, and this was so visible, like you said. What would be the kinds of negotiations that the director of the CIA would have to have in person rather than sending an ambassador or a political envoy?
Right. Why couldn't it just have been a phone call, right? The intelligence channel between the U.S. and Russia has been robust historically, right? Because there have been so many highly sensitive issues that the two countries have had to navigate, usually quietly in, moments of complexity in their past. You can think of, the foggy prisoner swaps across a bridge, security warnings, back channel messages. The last time that we know a CIA director visited Moscow, it was Bill Burns, who was a former ambassador to Russia, had a relationship with Putin, and personally was warning him against invading Ukraine. We know how that turned out, but Ratcliffe doesn't have that same history with Putin. The issues are still complex. So there's the unresolved war in Ukraine. There's these assessments growing that Putin may want to further provoke NATO on its own territory. There's the impasse over the Strait of Hormuz in Iran, which Russia has long supported financially and diplomatically. So the brevity of the trip and its, again, unusual visibility are suggestive that this wasn't a negotiation more than it was a specific message or messages being delivered. What we don't know is what it was or whether Moscow is going to act on it.
All right, Olivia Gazis with that crucial reporting for us in Washington. Thanks, Olivia.